Good morning. We have the craziest windstorm here, so you're going to hear a lot of howling out there. And it's got my voice crackling and everything. And I haven't had my coffee yet because I've been like outside securing stuff so my horses don't get hit by weird stuff. In fact, from when I lived in Florida, I had these doggles for hurricanes. So I'd put these little doggle things on my dogs, and that's actually what I wore my dog's doggles out so that I didn't get hit in the eye by something. Okay, let's see. We have a special guest today. Heather Ann Hughes will be coming on in a moment. And before she comes on, can you hear that wind?
Wow.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's like 60 miles an hour. Chris, do you have big wind out there too? Anyway, we have big wind. So if you're new to me, my name is Joan Ranquet. I'm an animal communicator, author, TEDx speaker, and founder of Communication with All Life University. And it's a program for people that want to learn animal communication or become an animal communicator, for people that want to learn energy healing for animals or become an energy healer for animals. And it's also for, we're just starting to really build out a nature and wildlife piece. And so it's been a really amazing journey to create the school, and it's an amazing journey for people that come into the school. I always say that you not only learn an amazing skill, but you get a lot of soul searching, and you end up also having a lot more harmony in your household. You suddenly discover how to be that person that is able to, I guess, be the harmonic instructor, or the person that keeps calling me, because yeah, I'm wondering if you could text Astrid and tell her that I have a different plan for class today at 11. She's worried about what animal we're doing. Just tell her I've got it covered.
Okay, sure.
And has Heather Ann come on?
Not yet. There are lots of people coming on, but not Heather Ann yet. We've got 25 people. Let's see if she's on. I don't see her. Let's see. Heather Ann, if you could comment and say hi in the comments. Yes, she's here, she said. Okay.
Okay.
If you see her in the comments, you can invite her on, Joan.
I can't see her in the comments. This is my... somehow it doesn't say Heather Ann Hughes is watching, and that's what... When that happens, I have a little... Then I can go bring them on camera. Well, in the meantime, Lorraine Bollinger is watching.
And let me just ask, lots of people, there are 29, 30 people on right now. Heather, can you try and lift up your hand in your cell phone to ask to join Joan's video? Then maybe it will pop up on Joan's phone.
Hi, do you want to come up? Up.
Let's see if she'll do that.
So, here's Penelope. Let's see. We have lots of fun stuff while we're waiting for Heather Ann. We have lots of fun stuff coming up. We have the book club. Let's talk about the book club. So we have Communication with All Life book club coming up. And that is going to be, it's a rerun, and we're going to do it instead of week by week, we're going to do it day by day. So there will be a post each day. Hi. And oh, there she is. Ta-da. Okay.
Yay.
So it says Heather Ann Hughes wants to be in your video. Okay. Oh, now I might have to going off-roading here. Why isn't it letting me?
Can you?
How fun.
Hi there.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm in the middle of a windstorm. But
I can hear it. My goodness.
can you hear it?
I can hear it. Yeah.
So crazy. Yeah, it was all night long. So you're matching my chair, so that's so funny.
I am. I can't see you for some reason. I just have a black square, but I can hear you clearly.
Can you see both of us? Yasmin?
I've been moving, and I'm wondering if it is your bandwidth issue. I'm wondering if anybody else has the same.
Well, it doesn't matter if I'm frozen. It's all about Heather Ann. So um, what I'd love to do is, even if I'm frozen, just keep going. So Heather Ann, what what did you do before you started working with animals? What is, because I would love to go through that transition so people can see that you didn't start out doing this.
Well, those winds are crazy.
Wow.
I know. I'm gonna sneak a peek.
Maybe that's why it's eating up the bandwidth. It's
Yeah.
frozen. It's because of the winds.
Well, my horses are just walking around in it, so anyway. Okay, so I think I turned off the, all right, there we go. Okay, so what did you start out doing in life?
So I spent the last 15 years prior to April of 2020 in the world of interior
Wait,
design. Commercial.
Yasmin, can you hear her?
No.
Okay.
She's not coming through.
Let's try it again. Say it again.
Can you hear me now?
A little bit. Do you have a headset?
I do. I don't have one with me at the moment. If I hold this closer, is it better?
Yasmin, is that better?
No, I can't hear her. She's not coming through.
Okay.
You can't. Okay,
Yeah.
I can go grab a headset if that'd be helpful.
What's that?
But people are saying they can hear her.
Okay.
But
Then
we can't hear her.
I
don't
can't.
know, that's weird.
I'm going to put this up my nostril so that I can hear her. Um,
Joan,
okay.
you're so funny.
So, so for the last 15 years, you did what?
I'm an interior designer and commercial interiors and architects and designers selling building materials as well, furniture
Okay.
and flooring.
I can't hear anything. I'm gonna go. I'm so sorry, Heather, and this is ridiculous, but I'm gonna go get my own headset and see if that helps. Meanwhile,
Okay.
Okay. Yes. So Heather, and just let's wait for Joan to get her headset. So something, I'm telling you, it's these crazy winds. There's something going on, right?
Yeah,
there's
they're really
going
intense.
on for sure. I can't. I think my headset's in the car.
Because, yeah, we've never had these technical issues before.
Yeah. Okay. Let's try one more time.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So, Heather Ann, well, I can hear you a little bit better. All right.
Okay.
Okay. What, so what did you do before you came to this?
So before I came to the school and any of this work, I was an interior designer. I was working in the world of commercial interiors. I transitioned into a sales role probably for the last 8 years of my career, working with architects and other interior designers and selling them building material products, furniture, flooring, variety of things. So that's what I was doing before finding this incredible world.
And did you, when you were in that world with building materials and people and things like that, did you dream of working with animals?
Hmm. Animals have always been a really important part of my life, and one of the things I wanted to do was design my own line of furniture for animals and spaces for animals. Uh, Spatial experiences have always been incredibly important to me. I'm very, very affected by space. So that's something that not only humans but animals are as well. So that's always been a part of my work, something I wanted to do, something I did my thesis on in college, which my professors thought I was absolutely crazy for trying to create a holistic healing spa where people and their animals could come and get therapeutic treatments together. But
Now,
it's always something I believed in, and I knew was really important, and I wanted to incorporate somehow into my work one day.
well, I'd say that your professors are so um, did you see a how, or did you just keep thinking it would show up?
Um, I I thought it would eventually happen. I knew there were steps I needed to take to get there, but it's kind of always an overwhelming task when you have a dream or you think you have this incredible idea and then you need to implement it, right? There's steps you need to take to do it. And I often got caught up in the logistics of everything and kind of how would I make this work? And, you know, for now, I just need to support my family and pay bills and do something normal, right? So that's kind of what I did while working on that part of my dream in the background as well too.
So there's, I think, some real nuggets there. It's like a lot of us feel like we have to do that normal thing, and the
Mm-hmm.
other one that I think is really important there is the overwhelm of a big dream, right?
Yes,
All right, I'm going
for sure.
to come back to that in a minute. So then, how did you discover animal communication?
I was thinking about that prior to us having this live, and I realized there's been some major seeds planted throughout my life. Two very significant ones. The first was in my early 20s. I had experienced some health issues, And animals were a humongous part of my healing and recovery. They not only saved my life, but they helped me rediscover a will to live again. And going through that and having these animals be a part of that experience for me, I just knew even more that I was meant to work with them and somehow give back to them and love them and spoil them the rest of my life in the best way possible. So I knew that was going to be through my work, and definitely somehow design related or spatially related to people's homes. But it wasn't quite clear at that time what that was. And then I got my first pug. Those of you who know me, I'm a pug mama. I love all animals, but special place in my heart for them. And his name was Rocco, and he passed away very, very suddenly, very unexpectedly. And that loss was probably the most devastating loss I've ever experienced. And I've lost a lot of humans in my life too that were very special and important to me, but that one just really rocked my world big time. And when we lost him, that was the first time that I was able to experience the world of animal communication. I worked with a local communicator who came to my home and sat with us and gave us this incredible experience of helping and reassure us of a lot of things that we thought might have happened but weren't quite sure medically. And at the end of this time with her, it was an eye-opening experience. And my husband and I said, because of that experience, we were able to take a step and truly begin to start healing. I said to her at the end of that, I said, what an amazing gift you were born with, like, and this is what you get to do, you know, for a living. You're impacting people's lives. And she looked at me and she said, you can do this exact same thing. She said, we all have the ability to practice this. We all have this gift, and it's just a matter of whether we ever learn how to tap into it. And with that, I just in Rocco leaving this earth, there was a much, much greater purpose to his life and to his passing. And that I was meant to dig deeper into this as an intuitive person that I've always been. So that was really the start of my research on what on earth is this world of animal communication, and what do you mean I can do it too, and I have this ability. And then from there, it was interesting. My mother, who I'm very deeply connected with, found you.
Fan.
What was that?
She's your biggest fan.
My biggest cheerleader. And, you know, I'm blessed because even as a child, she raised me in an environment that was energy work too. And I don't even know if she realized how impactful that was to my life and the resources provided. Very grateful that I was raised that way, to be open to these resources too. So she gave me a call randomly after this experience and said, hey, you know, I happened to hear this podcast. And by the way, my mom doesn't listen to podcasts, so this was very random. And there's this woman named Joan, and you know, she sounds so interesting, and it sounds like she teaches and does what you're interested in learning. So that was amazing. And then I researched you, Joan, and I picked up the phone and I gave you a call, and you actually called me back, which was amazing. And we chatted, and I shared with you my experience with Rocco, and that I just felt really led to always be able to be connected to him, not knowing that this was going to become so much greater than just my need to stay connected to my beloved who I lost, but that this was something I was gonna love and enjoy so much doing, helping other people do as well. And you were teaching in Virginia that very next weekend. There was your 3-day workshop for animal communication. And I remember the phone and you said, you know, is there any way you can get to Virginia this weekend? I'd love to meet you and be a part of the workshop. I thought to myself, how on earth am I like that? But I did.
Yeah.
And that was the beginning of, God, entire life changing. That was the biggest seed planters on this journey, was you and experience and learning all about the possibility of being able to communicate with animals on a level that I think I already had to some extent, but just never really realized it, or thought it was possible to be hearing and seeing the things that I was. You know, people are crazy, right? If you're different or you have, I don't know, have these abilities, you know, this intuition, these nudges in life. And when I met you and found this school and this amazing community of people, I just found a home for the first time ever, where it was like, wow, yeah, this is where I belong, and this is what I'm meant to do, for sure.
That's a great story. And I remember very distinctly exactly where you sat and exactly, we got a few people from that, right? We ended
Yeah.
that. We ended up with Ellen and Kathy and
Bernadette. Yeah.
so that was a very magical time at Edgar Casey's ARE. And in fact, I'm doing something with them on March 6th online. But anyway, yeah, that was a magical of days. I loved it. And you know, what a lot of people don't know about me is I started out as a dog walker to the stars, and they were all pugs. There were 4 pugs that I was with. So I had a couple of years of my own with pugs that I love dearly, and I've been finding their pictures lately, so I'll be posting. Yeah, everybody had a pug, and they would with me, and then I'd end up driving to the Cheers set and dropping off Ming, and going to Taxi and dropping off a couple of pugs. So I was known at Paramount as the pug lady, because I would drive through the gate and drop off pugs at different sets. So anyway, wow, this wind is crazy. So as you started to dive into all of this, what did your friends think? Were your friends with you on this journey?
It's a great question. Friends and family who are very supportive, things that are important to me, whether they understand them or agree with them. They know I've always been a person who, when I have an idea or a belief or a dream, I'm very passionate about it. And when I put my mind to something, I typically do achieve it and go for it. So they were excited for me. They didn't quite understand. They were definitely a little nervous. And I mean, I have friends today who I still don't think understand exactly what I do, but they see how it's changed me, how it's affected my life, and they see how happy and fulfilled I am. So, you know, when people love you, even if they don't understand, there is a curiosity for sure that they will slowly kind of pick away at asking questions or wanting to know more, or just in general, you know, when people truly love you and are meant to be in your life, they're just going to cheer you on because they want you to be happy too. So I had a lot of that, but for sure, I think professionally, when I would happen to share it with people, you know, in my previous career, because this was something that I was just going to be doing part-time, this study, while working full-time. that was always interesting. I was always hesitant to mention it, you know, when you would go out with your clients, and I was blessed to have many clients that became dear friends in the design world. And I would hesitate to mention kind of, you know, what I do in my spare time and what I'm learning. And I'd say that's probably the biggest change from the beginning of my education process with you, and now, and having my practice now, is that I don't hesitate to tell anyone or share about who I am and what I do, because it's not just something I do. It's a part of, a huge part of my life. It's a part of my being, my existence. And I've moved so far past that uncomfortable, oh gosh, these people are gonna think I'm nuts, you know, like, what is she doing with her life? And what do you mean you're leaving, like, the world you worked in for 15 years for this? I just don't care. I really don't anymore, because I care about what I do, and I care about helping animals and their humans just connect into their juiciness of their relationships so much more. And it's such a freeing feeling. I'm sure my fellow colleagues and students in the program, like, when you get to that point where you're not ashamed and you're not afraid to be who you are and share what it is that you do, because it is a very awkward transition in the beginning, that you really have to build up confidence and faith in your work and believe in yourself to be able to stand in front of others who, you know, quite often do doubt what you do, or just don't really understand. You know, they've never been exposed to this at all. So
What? But they must have. I mean, like you losing Rocco, I lost Pet One and Pony Boy, and went through that whole thing.
mm-hmm.
They must have known to the depth of your soul how pained you were, right? And that this is,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I think sometimes that people don't understand exactly what we're doing. They understand how we ended up there. Like, I have friends that I know shake their head that I left the film industry. It's like, you know, you can have it.
Right.
Yeah. So I have a couple of quickie questions. Do you think that so going back to that overwhelm of the big dream, and I would imagine, like you, like, I never thought when I started being an animal communicator, because I had so much fun doing it, that I would end up being a school, right? So I imagine your design thing is going to have an evolution that we don't even know about yet. But what did the school help you with some of the steps for the of the overwhelm that you had, that you knew you were going to do something but you didn't know what it was going to be?
Absolutely. The experience with communication with all life, um, gosh, I mean, I know this sounds kind of cliche and maybe even silly to some, but I feel like there's nothing I can't do after completing this program.
That's so great.
Yeah, this program is so challenging. You know, this isn't fluffy. Like, and I really want to stress that to people who are listening and thinking about you know, diving into this and awakening this part of their brain and body. I'm the type of person who likes, when I want to learn something, and I'm kind of a forever student. I love to learn, especially when I'm interested in something, and I like to learn from the best. And that's why I found you, Joan, because you are the best at this. You are the only one truly doing what you're doing in the way that you're doing it. And it's a very intense journey. It's a long journey, that requires, you know, dedication, commitment. But it's a completely different kind of experience than any other school or training you will ever go through in your life. I mean, there's nothing to compare it to. Learning skills, you know, working that muscle in your brain, the, you know, 200 plus case studies that you have to do. I mean, this is the real deal, you know. This is really training to become a professional and become good at these skills. So, you know, and the wonderful thing about your program is for those who just want to dip their toe in the water, you offer, you know, opportunities like that too. Like that was me at first, coming to meet you in Virginia. That was me just, you know, dipping my little toe in the water just to see what it was like. But when you get a taste of it, if this is what you're meant to do, if this is like your heart's desire, you just can't help but dive headfirst into the big program and give it your all, no matter how long it takes you. And the support that you provide, the community of people, the friends that you make, you know, this is a true tribe. I mean, these are people that are going to be in my life forever, I feel. And you stick together after you're done too. You know, you go your ways and you create whatever it is you're creating, whether it's a business or this is a hobby, whatever it is for you, but you are forever changed from this experience. You cannot possibly enter this program and come out the same person you were going into it. It's just not possible. And you can't say that about many programs, many animal communication classes, much less school in general. But it is a life-changing experience for sure.
Yeah, it's really, and I love, you know, in the old days, and I can't explain this, but I don't explain this very well, but I know that feeling when I left somebody's home or I get off the phone with them and they're having an unbelievable shift with their animal, right? Like that feeling is such a high. I have the same kind of high now as I watch each of you grow in that way, and that you're going to go off now and have thousands of experiences like that, you know, in the way in which I did, and I know you do. I know you have amazing results, and you're good about sharing them. I know Yasmin loves to watch also when you have a good story at being the marketer that she is, but
she's wonderful. She's wonderful as well, Yasmin.
Yeah, she's sitting right here on my iPad as if she's in my room.
Thank you. It's a true joy, really, Joan. I feel the same. Just, you know, this welling up of love and just admiration when I see her reaching out on her social media platforms on Facebook and Instagram with such beautiful stories.
Yeah, you have great stories, Heather,
and touching so many people that and getting the word out about what she does. It's just so beautiful to witness that. So Heather Ann, I mean, kudos to you for doing that and just expressing yourself on social.
Yeah, you're doing great. How can people find you? They can go to your website, or what's your Facebook handle? Or
Sure.
Put that in the comments, by the way.
All right, so Yasmin's already got that.
I posted a link to Heather Ann.
Okay.
Thank you, Yasmin. Thank you. Let me tell you, these two women on here are such a powerhouse. They've been such amazing resources for me. And I just have to say one other thing about the school and just resources in general. The resources, Joan, that you bring to us, there's such a menu for us to tap into if we want to. And Yasmin was one of them. And I spent, 6 months, Yasmin, working with you and trying to figure out how to make this an actual business, right? Because we're so engrossed in the work. Like, I just want to do the work, but I want people to know about it because I want to experience it. So, you know, oftentimes those of us with that creative mind, the business stuff is just, you know, that's not like our strong suit or the fun part. But you give resources for that. So Yasmin, you've been so helpful to me. So I do have a Facebook page. My business name is Intuitive Life by Design. And really my goal is to help all of you achieve balance, harmony, and joy in your home together with your relationships with your animals. So I have a Facebook page and Instagram, and I have a website that is under construction and one day might actually get completed or might not. Because to be honest with you, all of my business truly comes from referrals. Just people have experiences that they share then with others. And I mean, it's the most amazing compliment if you have an opportunity to connect with someone's animal and they find it to be a healing experience, and then, you know, they share about that. I mean, that's the best compliment you could ever receive. So yeah, so my website is has a up and coming page, and eventually it will be there. But for now, mostly it's my social media community. I just love interacting and connecting with people on there, and that's mostly how I communicate.
And it is funny that it is so much, people don't believe me when I say animal communication is completely by referral, but it really, really is. And that's the value of all those case studies and doing all the electives and doing all the things that we have built into the program, because you by the time you're finished, you kind of have your practice up and going, right?
Right.
And some people.
Joan, so can I ask you and Heather a question about how she started? Because if you look at, you've got the Animal Communication Level 1 coming up on January the 27th, right?
Right.
Did Heather Ann how did she get into the program? Was it a slow move into a program like AC Level 1? Because I've got a few questions here from people of how do they get into the big program, or how do they start?
Well, she came to the Edgar Casey thing, and then I think you pretty much just jumped right into the big program, didn't you? Yeah.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the first phone call. I remember you getting there. I mean, it was very magical.
Yes. The whole experience has been so magical.
Even the thing with your back, and you like couldn't go to work, and now like think if the back thing hadn't happened.
Yeah, just to touch on that for just real quick, because that is another important part of this story, this journey is, you know, I was working full time, and this was going to be my part-time fun thing, right, to learn, and traveling the country, you know, running around like a nut, always going at 110 miles an hour, and then I had an injury, and the universe literally pressed pause on my life, and I had to literally stop moving, basically. And I was left in a lot of pain with nothing but time on my hands to think about how crappy I was feeling. And that was about a year into my studies with your program, Joan. And having that, being able to realize, okay, I need to take this pain, this just crappiness that I am feeling, and I need to take it and channel it and use time wisely. And I literally, every single second of that time as I was recovering and healing and doing pain management, and threw it into this work. I threw it into other people's grief and pain and learning about them and the animals. And that just like sped up the whole journey to the point where come April of last year, I decided there was no way I was turning back to that old life.
Yeah.
This was where I wanted to be, and left and started the practice. So yeah, that was an important part to mention for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you've had like the door is open for you to do this in a way, and that's what happens. You know, it's like when you say yes, there's so many more things to say yes to. You know, it's like, yeah, okay, I'll just, and you kept walking through those doors, and that's how it happened for me too. And it's hard to explain to somebody, but it really is. It's really just saying yes for the first time, and then just keep saying yes, right?
And doing it even if you're petrified.
Yeah.
Because you just know it's right. Like, just keep moving forward one step at a time. You're going somewhere, and you're about to end up somewhere incredible.
Yeah. I want to hear like how you see what you see now, because it'll be fun to constantly revisit this with you. what you see happening with like your design and that that world, because that's really energy. It's funny because getting I have a lot of mid-century pieces that have gotten a little bit trashed over the years, and I originally, and I thought of you the other day. Originally, when Claudia came here to work, I didn't know, she bugged me so much to work for me, and I'm like, I don't know what you'll do. And so originally, and then of course this whole Yasmin and the Facebook Live and the whole thing happened, but originally she was going to help me with my furniture, clean it all up and do all the stuff. She never.
Oh, wow.
Now she's moving out, and I found a guy, so he's taken all my chairs. They're going to be reupholstered. I'm getting this chair redone. I'm getting all of my mid-century stuff like sparkly. I have a piano that I ended up getting from Claudia. And so like my design is like, woo! And so I think it's fun that you're on right now, because he's even fixing tables that dogs have chewed. Like I found this little guy that's literally put fairy dust on the whole, on all my stuff.
That's amazing. That's what a gem you found.
Yeah, truly. Yeah, and I've like been going through fabrics, and that's been so yummy. So anyway, what do you see? What's an element of this for you?
Definitely taking the design work that I do and focusing on it from an energetic perspective. So right now what's really important to me and is just helping me to like love this work even more is not only just the connection with the animals, you know, the energy work, but really talking about people's spaces and how they feel in their spaces, because how they feel affects their animals, right? And their animals have feelings about space too. There's spaces that feel good and ones that don't. So just really helping people establish what their goals are of each space in their house. What are the emotional components to each space? You know, say you have your bedroom, right? And okay, what do you want to accomplish in your bedroom? Is it peaceful sleep? You know, is it passion and excitement? Is your office as well? Like, there's all different purposes for space, and if we're not clear about what we want to achieve in those spaces and how we need it to feel and function to help us achieve our dreams and our goals. It could be just simple tweaks too. It could be, you know, changing the color of the room, just adding something to the room or removing something from a space to help you and your animals out to feel better in those spaces and ultimately, you know, accomplish those experiences that you want to have while you're in those spaces. So that's something just from like a consult perspective that I offer to people. I also do a lot of color consults as well. And I love working with color. Color is so fun, and helping people. A lot of people are afraid, you know, they're afraid to make selections when it comes to color. So just kind of holding their hand and partnering with them through that and empowering them that they do know what they want. It's just a matter of kind of coming up with some clarity for what would be best for their space. So those are two types of ways that I'm keeping the design element in my business as well too. And then also eventually I swear I will not leave this earth without designing a line of furniture for animals as well too. Custom pieces that work with people's homes and really fit with the animal personality and spirit too. So that is I know that is coming down the line. There's lots of sketches and ideas for that.
Sign me up. All I ever think about is like, oh, there could be kind of a dog run with a catio on top, and then like, oh, I make stuff up all day long in my brain about what I would do. I'm in,
It's so the possibilities are endless, right? With our animals.
it's
Furnish.
things that stimulate them while I'm gone, which of course with the pandemic I'm never gone, but um, yeah. Anyway, this has been really fun. I've loved. I'm just so sorry about the wind, but I know that Marissa can play with the sound on this when it goes to YouTube, and I just really appreciate I've loved being part of your journey, and I will be first in line for dog and cat furniture. So.
Well, thank you, Joan. I'm extremely blessed to have met you. You have influenced my life in indescribable ways. I am truly forever changed in the best possible way and about to become a mother of my first little human, which I also have to say, without this school and this change of career and this practice, I don't know that would have ever happened for me. So, I mean, this has literally changed my life in so many wonderful ways. And I just have the deepest of gratitude to you and this entire community of people that I just adore so very much. So thank you.
Thank you. It's been really, I love it, and I can't wait to meet the little human. So
Me too.
yeah, when we're flying about the cabin again, when we're moving about the cabin, I'll end up on your side of the planet and see your little baby.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you for being here, and I want to thank everybody for coming and watching today. We have some really great classes coming up. We have the Animal Communication Level 1, which is the, very great first step, right, Heather Ann? Wow.
Definitely.
Sounds like cat fighting. That wind. Yeah, that's what Queen Latifah sounds like when the boys are teasing her. Anyway, so we have a lot of really good stuff coming up. We have AC Level 1, Animal Communication Level 1, and it's 12 weeks long, and it really is, like Heather Ann was saying, getting your toe wet. Like, that's the opportunity to get your toe wet, to see if it is something that you want to do, if it's, if it's really calling you. And we also have the Communication with All Life book club coming up, and that starts on Monday. Right, Yasmin? It's Monday?
Yep, it starts on Monday.
Starts on Monday. And then next month we have another master class and all sorts of fun stuff coming up. So thank you, everyone. Yasmin, you were going to say something?
I want to just say 2 words, and that is, there have been such beautiful comments that have come in for Heather Ann.
Oh, Heather Ann, you have to go through all the comments.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. We haven't had time to read them out, but Heather Ann, when you get a chance, go through the comments, and there's just love and love and more love. So really amazing.
And I'll go to class. I have to teach, but I get to teach. Yeah, so Heather Ann, make sure you go through, because we didn't get to even read everything, but I'm sure there's lots of love, lots of fun people here.